Good afternoon. We do have a presentation before we begin the meeting today. And actually, Senator Croce is joining us in that presentation. We are honoring a gentleman, a police officer, and on the recommendation of one of the members of our Parks Department, Mark Taramina, felt that for all of his efforts, that Ed deserves this recognition. So, Ed Grossi, if you would come forward, and Senator Croce, please join us. Ed's been a Suffolk County police officer for 13 years and a coordinator of the PAL programs for the past 4 years. And whenever there's an event in a community that involves PAL, you see him there and very much participating in it. And I'm reminded of the cleanup Brentwood streets and CI and everything. I think they started at 7:30 in the morning at Applebee's, giving everyone breakfast, and he was there. And it just sends the right kind of message, especially to our young people, that our police officers are there to help us, they're approachable, they're a part of the community, and it certainly has been. Under his leadership, the participation in the PAL has nearly tripled, providing athletic programs for thousands of children in our town. He has provided annual opportunities for thousands of kids to visit and practice at professional sporting venues, including the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. In addition to providing a recreational outlet for the county's children, he has teamed up with Island Harvest to provide meals to all children who attend PAL programs. Recently, he has implemented programs that help these PAL athletes find summer employment. We're grateful for the passion that he brings to serving the children of our community, to our community, and we really look forward to your future accomplishments. And Senator wanted to be here today because I know he's worked closely with PAL during his tenure here as the previous supervisor, but also now as a member of the New York State Senate. So without further ado, we have the citation to present to you on behalf of all the members of the town board. I asked him actually if he wanted to say a few words, and he said he's not here for speeches, he's just here to do the job, and that really speaks volumes to what he's all about. So thank you. While I have the senator up here, it gives us another opportunity to thank him for his efforts on our behalf. This last session of the Senate, Senator Croce was able to secure $650,000 in New York State funding directly for programs and initiatives in the town of Islip, none the least of which is Browns River, or in Sayville, the Terry Street Bulkhead, Bayport Beach, the Animal Shelter, Gillette House, improvements at Brookwood Hall, Lake Ronkonkoma, and also $25,000, very fitting today, for law enforcement and anti-crime initiative to be used in our harbor patrol and also at Long Island MacArthur Airport. So, Senator, I really appreciate all of your efforts, and I have a feeling that you're not going to be quite like Ed. I would like you to say a few words, please. But I have to tell you, it really, with all due respect to the rest of the colleagues in New York State government, to have someone who's there that has been in town government as the supervisor, really, really makes a difference, because he understands full well the challenges we in town government, not just the supervisor, the town board members, and everyone, the commissioners, and everyone that works in the town. We have a lot of challenges, and we have a lot we really want to get done, and he understands that, so we thank you. Go ahead, it's all yours.
Thank you, Supervisor. Well, there are two other members of the New York State Senate majority who have had time in a leadership role, a chief executive role. One is a county executive, formerly of Oneida County, Senator Griffo. The other is the mayor of North Tonawanda, Senator Ort. The three of us represent those who have been in the supervisor's shoes and know how important it is to have a voice up in Albany to make sure we're getting the resources we need. We all send a lot of our tax dollars to Albany, and when it can come back to us in the form of municipal grants for infrastructure that not only helps the residents enjoy their parks and their recreational facilities, but it ensures that Commissioner Owens has money to pave roads in the wintertime. There is money in the budget for equipment, but also that we have the ability to have resources to create jobs, because so much of that money comes back to our district and goes into our infrastructure, and that creates jobs here on Long Island. So I see there are a lot of members of carpenters in the audience, and I can tell you that this is exactly the kind of skilled labor that we want to use in these projects, whether it's building bridges in Hospital Road or doing bulkheading or doing other municipal works. We need skilled labor, and I'm very happy to be able to be in a position to bring back some resources to the town of Islip. Supervisor, I want to thank you. You and your staff very quickly identify exactly what it is every year that you need in grant funding. That makes it so much easier for us to go up to Albany and to advocate for those projects. So congratulations on all of your success, because I know in the time that you've been here, because of some decisions that we made at the town level a few years ago, and since your leadership, you've been able to obtain a AAA bond rating again in the town of Islip, and things are looking up for the town. So I'm very proud not only to call you supervisor, but to call you friend. Congratulations.
Well, I thank you for those kind words, but it really is a team effort, and I'm very blessed to have the support of the town board. So without further ado, let's get down to business. Okay, we will begin this afternoon's agenda with the scheduled public hearings for the board's consideration. I'll call upon the town clerk to please read the hearing notice.
Today's hearing is to determine the transfer of property under the Town of Islip Community Development Agency's rent with option to buy affordable housing program.
Okay, are there any questions from the board? Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you up there. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Supervisor Carpenter and Town Board members. My name is Allison Harpy, Executive Director to the Town of Islip Community Development Agency located at 15 Shore Lane in Bayshore. Item number 1 involves authorizing the CDA to transfer 2 homes, both located in Central Islip. These homes were under our rent with the option to buy program and now will be deeded. Both of these applicants were found to be fully qualified for the program. They have lived in their home for the requisite period of 12 months in accordance with the rent with the option to buy contract, and they are current in all of their payments, and both families were approved for deeding by the CDA board in March of 2015. We therefore ask for your support in this resolution. Please note that this resolution is subject to permissive referendum, and if anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Are there any questions for Allison? No. Okay, thank you very much. Are there any questions from the public? Hearing none, then I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Flatteren.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bergen to close the public hearing and approve. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. Thank you very much. And before we go to the public hearing, I just want to put on the record, I received a message earlier this morning from Councilwoman Mullen. Unfortunately, something has come up. She is not able to be here today, but everything is okay, and I do appreciate her communicating with us. I know it was difficult. She wanted so much to be here, but it wasn't in the cards. So we will go to the public portion. Let me just remind everyone that you, as the public, have an opportunity to address the board. You have 3 minutes. We will not interrupt with questions, nor is it a question and answer period. However, if some issues do arise during your time, there are members of the various departments that are here who will be able to talk with you one-on-one. So let us start with the first speaker, Anthony D'Angelo.
Hi, my name is Anthony D'Angelo. I live at 20 Dover Court in Bayshore. And I came here today out of desperation because I have been trying to get meetings with the town attorneys, with the Planning Commission, and it's been an ongoing dispute with a neighbor of mine for almost 5 years, and something has been going on in my neighborhood for over 15. And I'm coming here requesting some sort of meeting to try and get this dispute resolved.
Okay, Mr. D'Angelo, you know, neighborhood disputes are not something that the town is in a position to handle. However, if you would, someone will meet you out in the hall. Let us get more specifics, and then we'll try to set up a meeting with the appropriate entity.
I just wanted to state, this is going on now for quite some time, and I hit the last straw 2.5 weeks ago, and that's why I'm here today.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
thank you.
Next speaker, George Talley.
Good afternoon. My name is George Talley, 124 Chapel Hill Drive, Brentwood, New York. I want to talk about the Timberline Pool, the Casamento Pool, the need for more potholes and paving, the need for zombie homes to be taken care of, safety for the boat slips, and shelter for the feral cats. We have a $38 million deficit from what the paper says. And for some reason, you're leaving money on the table with these multi-dwelling homes. I've been up here a number of times, and I've been told, oh, they're single families, this, that, and the next thing. A law has to be changed. I spoke to Tom Croce yesterday. He said that this town should come up with something where a law has to be changed where you can collect the taxes. You've got houses with 7 dishes on the top of the roof, 7 meters on the side of the house. 15 cars are parked on the lawn. Half of those cars are registered to Virginia, North Carolina, Texas, and every other state but New York. And nothing's being done. I understand you need to have money. Why don't you have commissioned salesmen go out and write your summonses? No salary, no benefits, no nothing. And give them a commission and bring in millions of dollars. And what everybody wants and needs in this town, you could pay for with those millions of dollars of taxes being brought in, including the schools. Every time I come up here, it's the same excuse. It's a single-family house, you can't do this, you can't do that. We'll change the law so you can do something, so the schools can get more money, so that you can fix everything that the people want in this town without saying we don't have the money. The money is there. It's being left on the table. The taxpayers are paying their fair share, and the illegal landlords are not paying their fair share. If you collect those taxes, you'll have the money to do everything the people in the town want done. It's that simple. Hire commissioned people, not on salary, not on benefits, no problems. Bring in the money. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Next speaker, Pat Montanino.
Pat Montanino, 28 Gamble Lane in East Islip. I'm here today with some serious concerns. Ms. Carpenter, Mr. Flatteren, and Mr. Cochran, your actions with respect to responding to taxpayers is very disturbing. 3 of you have shown abuse of power, and you have failed to perform your duties in which you have taken an oath in and sworn to uphold. Reclaim New York, a New York Watch group, have finally filed a lawsuit Wednesday, August 3rd, on the behalf of the taxpayers in the town of Islip. Officials from Reclaim New York, Center for Government Reform and Accountability, announced that the suit, which focuses on Islip and Babylon Towns entities, failed to follow state's transparency laws when they denied and ignored requests revealed to them on expenditures and figures. Well, I'm wondering too, if the town is going to tell the taxpayers that your actions of making up your own rules has caused the town to pay and be charged a $40,000 fine that the taxpayers are going to be stuck with. And then according to Newsday, under your watch, behind the taxpayers' backs, denying new applicants who have paid for and taken civil service tests for town jobs have been bullied by a selected group of administration. Denying these people their rights is a crime and a shame. You have embarrassed this town. I don't expect Mr. Spota to act on this because he's given to your campaign, Ms. Carpenter. Putting a Band-Aid on issues in this town facing by giving out awards and taking pictures to make it look nice is not what this town is just about. Conducting a town board meeting. Nobody goes to the Association of Towns anymore. It's a group that helps you in your conducting. And their law 4-11, board meetings, conducting a routine board meeting, as distinguished from conducting a public hearing, is the most important local government function to a supervisor and board keen to present a good image to the public, and it's important to be careful thought to the conduct of these meetings. That's something that should be abide by all of you, but it's not. They provide the best opportunity for a supervisor and a town board members to introduce themselves to their fellow townspeople. There's no magic formula to success, but ideas and hints can be suggested. So I just would like to say that the next time that I come here, it will be with a petition for the removal of Mr. Flatteren, Ms. Carpenter, and Mr. Cochran.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, Robert Frenny.
Good afternoon, members of the town board and Supervisor Carpenter. My name is Robert French. I work at 270 Motor Parkway in Hauppauge. I also reside in the town of West Sable. I'm here as a council representative for the Northeast Regional Council of Carpenters, and I'm here to speak about apprenticeship language. First off, I'd like to start by saying I applaud Senator Croce for securing those funds to the town of Islip to create some much-needed projects and hopefully some new created jobs, and as well as the town recognizing the Suffolk County officer for the PAL youth program. Along those lines with securing jobs and youth programs, I just want to make the town board well aware that not every one of our youth in the town of Islip is able to be afforded the opportunity to go to 4 years of college. As an alternative, we provide an opportunity and careers in carpentry through our apprenticeship program. So with that being said, I'd like the town board to consider adopting a resolution to the town code to implement a requirement on any project, whether it be public or private, over 100,000 square feet, to adopt apprenticeship language requiring that
anybody that works on that project, any contractor, have a New York state-approved apprenticeship program. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, Mr. or Ms. Ruddy.
Hello, my name is Honey Ruddy. I live in Oakdale. I have a place in the Bulkhead in Kismet Fire Island at 187 Pine Street. What I am addressing today is the situation going on next door at 177 Pine Street, known as Fire Island Tap. For well over a year, this individual has been operating a restaurant bar illegally. In 2014, there was a change of zone hearing held. From the information that we have, he chose to withdraw it, I believe after he saw the strong opposition from the Bulkhead and the Fire Island National Seashore. Since then, he has continued with his business plan and is now serving wonderful pastries and cheese and meat platters, and along with his wine and beer. I personally have had over 24 communications with the town on various levels, whether it be calling the public safety number, or with the supervisor's office, or the town attorney, the fire marshal, public safety. I have sent various pictures, videos of what's going on next door, and I've been told by the fire marshal, we're not doing anything. By public safety, we are not authorizing overtime. Yet, in many instances, we have seen the fire marshal over there on days that appear to be overtime days, and he has enforced other codes, but he has chosen apparently not to enforce any codes next door. The property in question is only 80 by 80 from what I've read of town code, and I'm getting very familiar with town code. I could get a job here. The property has to be 7,500 square feet for a BD1 district. His tables are supposed to be 125 feet away from a residential building. They are right on our property line. He has outdoor speakers, which are clearly illegal. He has outside music, clearly illegal, according to the town code that I've read, and nobody in the town has corrected me or shown me the error of my ways. It's been very frustrating. Finally, this year, we did manage to get a summons issued for quote-unquote unlawful change of use. It's in the courts. It was supposed to be in court on the August 10th, and as I predicted, an adjournment was requested yesterday. So this will be the second year in a row he will be operating an illegal bar and restaurant with the apparent blessings of the town. We have gotten very, very frustrated at the Bulkhead. Unfortunately, the tensions are rising. We've been told that everything is legal over there by the owner of the property, and that the fire marshal has issued him a second CO. I didn't believe the fire marshal could do that. And speaking to zoning, they confirmed that. There's no public hearing. And the tensions are rising. Unfortunately, we can't use our back deck because the owner of Fire Island Tap does not approve of us taking a little solar shower or hanging towels on our own fence. So we have been very frustrated. There have been multiple calls, as I said, issues. At one point, he had 3 outdoor projection speakers, screens set up in a very, very small area. And there were probably 80 people there. Till 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 nights in a row this went on. And he has no respect for the people next door. It just seems that anything goes because the town will not act and enforce code. So I'm looking for help from the town. We've gotten some, and I appreciate that. The situation with the adjournment, in my mind, he should have been fined, substantially fined. The tables, the speakers, the electrical wires removed. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, honey. Next speaker, Bobby and Jack Baker.
My name is Jack Baker. I live in Bay Shore, and also in the summertime I live at the same place as the Bulkhead and condos in Kismet, where Honey lives. I will not, and thank you for having us here today. I will not go over anything that she said. I just had 2 small points I'd like to make out, addressed to the board. My wife and I have been on that property, ran both those properties at one time. We owned them since 1971. And we know them, that place inside and out. The problem that I have is we have 3 washing machines right in that back hallway deck, always have. We don't even have 6 feet from where he's sitting customers. When the women are doing their laundry or the men, some men do it, they get crude remarks at them if we get ice and that. But my main thing, and I don't even know if this is a town issue, is he allows smoking on that deck. It's 2 wood buildings, and we are a smoke-free building. You can't even smoke in your own condo at the bulkhead. And like yesterday when I went down, there's 2 cigarette butts on our decks. And the main thing is, which probably would affect the town a lot, if there is a fire, especially with these southwest winds we have all summer long, we're going to lose that whole building. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next speaker, Andy Cross. Andy Cross.
My name is Andy Cross. I live at 114 Brentwood Street in Bay Shore. And I'm here once again about last year's 41% increase and this year's 18% increase on the New York State real property tax law on my tax bill. 59% increase in 2 years. Is that holding the tax line? Is it really worth 59% and you guys just have no control over it? You put it on the tax bill and it went up 59% in 2 years, and you think that's right. So is that 59% going to pay for the corporate welfare like the pizza box company, claiming to hire 24 new workers at minimum wage, making them more minimum wage slaves, and make Islip Town part of the problem while all along claiming to be part of the solution? And why is this not talked about on Islip's propaganda channel on cable? And why do the taxpayers have to pay for this channel? And is this company, the future Daytree scandal, contributing to town politicians? At the last meeting, the town claimed a new business from Brookhaven to Islip, offering them corporate welfare that the taxpayers of Islip end up paying for their welfare. And did they contribute to Islip politicians creating another Daytree scandal? It took Mr. Cochran 3 years to rape the taxpayers with his parking meters at the dock, the marina, the train station, and soon to be now on Main Street in Bay Shore. And why does Bay Shore have to be responsible for all these fees to be applied to residents of Bay Shore while the other towns get off scot-free? Or are they next? And if it took Mr. Cochran 3 years to rape the taxpayers of Bay Shore with his parking meters, why do we only get 3 minutes to talk about it? That's it.
Thank you. Next speaker, Harry Penn.
Good afternoon. Did it speak up?
It's on.
Because the volume is very terrible here. I can't hear you. That's why I stand up. But good afternoon, board member. We were talking about taxes. Everybody talked about taxes here. And the last town board meeting, I was late, and I asked you why it is that I went over to your constituents. Why it is that we don't get a response for our 3 minute or after our 3 minute up here on this microphone? Because when people turn on channel 18 or stay here for 2 hours for the boat slip, we get no answer. I mentioned that last time I was here, and I still haven't had an answer. I don't want to go outside and hear nothing. I want to know where my taxes are going. Now, we got school taxes, road taxes. We got all kind of taxes. We got gentleman just left, Andy. The other gentleman talk about taxes, and we get no answer. Now, I told you before, Pete McGowan was here, he gave us answer. These gentlemen used to give us answer. We don't have a job to go to. Some of us have a job to pay your taxes. You supposed to sit here. And all these other members, they should speak up. So that 3-minute bill, I'm tired of that bill, and I'm tired of paying taxes, so y'all won't speak up. I don't know you running for election or what, but you're running this like a kangaroo court like I told you. Now, this gentleman want to throw me out of here because I can't hear. You turn up the volume, and I'll hear. My brother Carpenter, they hear. So everybody come down the time. Now, Channel 18 ran the funeral home. They ran the airport. They ran something else. Now, everybody got a right funeral home to be on that Channel 18. You ran Channel funeral home, man. I learned something. But I don't need to know about the airport and all that. I want to know what's going on with this town board where my taxes going. Now, this young lady here, I pay my taxes. Maybe I didn't. I'll go to Riverhead and go to jail, and I'll do squatter right. Because you're taking my taxes, the road work, pothole, Sage Street. I asked you about Sage Street. You told me it's private property. Don't be the supervisor if you don't want to take care of Sage Street. You know? So I'm frustrated. I'm paying taxes every day. I'm working, and I don't get no answer. I watch Channel 18, and the board sitting up here, y'all don't give no answer. Last time, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. You told me about the boat. When I go down on the Titanic, it was 65 slip. I don't want no slip, but I want to have my say. And my time is up. You get the rest of somebody else. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Penn. I do have an answer for you about the taxes. I would just ask that you carefully look at your tax bill, because whatever the total amount of your tax bill is, 4.73% of your tax bill is town tax. The rest is the schools, fire, library, all of the other districts. So when you're talking about taxes, and no one wants to pay taxes, everyone wants services, no one wants to pay. But your town portion of your tax bill in the town of Islip, one of the lowest of any of the towns in the county, is 4.73%.
Okay.
Thank you.
You mentioned school. We got 15 cars. I drive around my neighborhood at nighttime.
Mr.
Nobody
Penn.
want to go to my school.
Thank
They want
you.
to go to private school, Catholic school, and Jewish school.
Next speaker, Anthony Ayadum. I apologize if I mispronounced that.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Town Board. My name is Anthony Young. I'm the president of the Suffolk County Caribbean American Cultural Association. In this town, we have filed, this year is our third petition with the town for a permit, the use of a field, and also for a parade. At the 99th hour of the first application, the day before our parade, our permit was denied. After sitting for 3 hours with the Commissioner of Parks and the town clerk, who showed the Commissioner that every piece of paper was intact for our parade, we were denied. No one ever gave us a reason why we were denied. We came back last year. We filed for a petition for a parade and also for the use of a field at Clayton Avenue. At the 99th hour, we were denied because there was a huge hole, a crater in the ground at the Clayton Fields. I observed that field from then to now, and there's yet any contract that went on there to fill any hole or any craters in the ground. But still, the Commissioner of Parks, for the second time, denied us the right of having our concept in the park. We are here again this year. We filed an application. We went through the PL, which granted us permission to use the fields, and told us we could go ahead with our production. Year after year, we have lost money constantly with staging entertainers, lighting. We have lost money consistently every single year. This year we were granted permission by PAL. They told us we can go ahead with production. We went ahead. We came to find out that Mr. Owens again, for the third time, said that we has to file an application through the town. We did so. And now I'm here again, and I'm here because I want to make certain that this time it doesn't happen. Because there's a lot of money that we have put out again on entertainers, on staging, on lighting, and production. And we are well on our way to having our concert for our people in this town. We are taxpayers like any other nationality in this town. We pay our taxes and we have our due right in this town. And we are constantly denied by no one other than Mr. Owens. I want this board, which I respect very much, to stand and take a stand against him and make certain that this doesn't happen to us again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anthony. Next speaker, Altamed Nawaz. 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 Altamed. Going once. Going twice. I guess he changed his mind, or she. Okay, that are all of the cards that I have that have been filled out. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the board? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion. Motion by Councilman Cochran. Second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? Public portion is closed. We will go to the agenda. First item on the agenda is the appropriation transfers. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran.
Second.
Second by Councilman Flaherty. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. Next resolution on the agenda is the monthly cash summary. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman Bergen. Second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item on the agenda is the town board authorization to secure, clean, or demolish certain properties within the town of Islip. And we have someone coming up to go over those resolutions. So someone here from the town attorney's office to go over the board up and clean up resolutions, if you would. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Madam Supervisor and members of the Town Board, Town Clerk, Ladies Brasso, 655 Main Street in Islip, New York. Number 1, to board and clean the premises located at 8 Birch Street in Central Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists broken and unsecured windows on the side and rear portions of the dwelling, overgrown vegetation and litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing is provided to all known persons who make property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Make a motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item?
Number 2, the board of the premises located at 10 South 3rd Street in Bay Shore. On this vacant and unsecured property with evidence of unauthorized entry, there now exists unsecured windows and an unsecured rear door. This constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Certainly.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Dan Greenbaum. I'm attorney from Brad Duriskin, who represents U.S. Bank National Association, the plaintiff in the foreclosure action. We received this notice, moved news yesterday in our mail. We'd like the option to be able to try to handle this ourselves. We've spoken, the attorney and I spoken briefly outside of the meeting. I was told we had approximately 3 weeks or so to be able to do so.
Okay,
We'll make accommodations to give him the time.
opportunity. Okay, in the meantime, we'll approve the resolution with the understanding that you're going to give him 3 weeks. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Flattering,
Second.
second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Thank you.
Number 3, to board and clean the premises located at 16 Walton Street in Brentwood. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists a broken window in the basement, an unsecured in-ground pool, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris. There's also unregistered vehicles on the property, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Do I also see a swimming pool?
Yes, there's an in-ground pool.
Any questions?
Yes, Madam Supervisor brings up a good point. Is in the cleanup, the pool will be addressed, it'll be covered?
The pool will be cleaned up with, the pool will be addressed with the board up. The board up company will basically deck over the in-ground pool.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Flattering. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved.
Number 4, to board and clean up the premises located at 22 Trues Drive in West Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists unsecured doors and windows, an unsecured in-ground pool, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, including an unregistered boat and trailer, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Flattering, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved.
Number 5, to board and clean up the premises located at 45 Brightside Avenue in Central Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists broken and unsecured windows and doors on the dwelling, an unsecured detached garage, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Hearing none. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Flattering, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved.
Number 6, to board and clean up the premises located at 51 Village Lane in Hauppauge. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists an unsecured storage area attached to the dwelling, unsecured windows, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions?
Yes, my name is Ken Brado, representing OPC. We represent services, certified home servicing. I didn't get a chance to speak to council before, but they had a chance to take the property themselves. They were doing bids currently, once they approve, they have to work on. We had a pretty extension.
Counselor?
Just wait. I'll see.
Make a motion to approve with the town attorney's office working out.
I'll provide you with the contact information in order to work it out.
Okay.
On their own.
All right, so motion by Councilman Flattering, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved.
Number 7, to clean up the premises located at 52 East Walnut Street in Central Islip. On this vacant property, there now exists high grass, overgrown vegetation, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Hearing none. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran,
Second.
second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Number 8, to board and clean up the premises located at 68 Tamarack Street in Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property with evidence of unauthorized entry, there now exists unsecured windows, an unsecured shed, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris. All this constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? I'll make that motion. Second. Second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Number 9, the board and clean up the premises located at 152 Westwood Drive in Brentwood. On this vacant and unsecured property with evidence of unauthorized entry, there now exists unsecured windows on the main dwelling, an unsecured shed in the rear of the property, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris. This property constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in the premises.
Any questions? Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Bergen.
Second.
Second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Number 10, to board and clean up the premises located at 215 Leaf Avenue in Central Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists unsecured doors and windows, an unsecured shed, a rear deck in disrepair, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, including an unregistered boat, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing is provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Hearing none.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran.
Second.
Second by Councilman Flattering. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved.
Number 11, to board up the premises located at 257 Vanderbilt Avenue in Brentwood. On this vacant and unsecured property with evidence of unauthorized entry, there now exists unsecured windows and doors. This constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Do I see a trailer on this property too? Or a camper or?
If there is, it wasn't included in the cleanup of the property. So we only have a board up resolution before us today.
Okay.
If it also needs to be cleaned up, we can have another resolution.
Okay. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Bergen.
Second.
Second by Councilman Flattering. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved.
Number 12, to board up and clean up the premises located at 295 Wicks Road in Brentwood. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists an unsecured side entrance, unsecured windows, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing provides to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran. Second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Number 13, to clean up the premises located at 697 Montauk Highway in Bay Shore. On this vacant property, there now exists high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Hearing none. Motion. Motion by Councilman Cochran. Second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Number 14, to board and clean up the premises located at 1544 Lincoln Boulevard in Bay Shore. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists unsecured windows and doors in the rear of the dwelling, an unsecured shed, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Bergen.
Second.
Second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Number 15, to board and clean the premises located at 1613 North Thompson Drive in Bay Shore. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists unsecured windows and doors, an unsecured above-ground pool, a broken fence, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Bergen.
Second.
Second by Councilman Flattering. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Number 16, to clean up the premises located at 1699 Fifth Avenue in Bay Shore. On this vacant property, there now exists high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, including several unregistered vehicles, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran.
Second.
Second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Number 17, to board and clean up the premises located at 2377 Marion Street in Ronkonkoma. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists an unsecured dwelling which has been placarded by the town's fire marshal's office, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and a significant amount of litter and debris, including several abandoned vehicles, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? This one is particularly egregious. Motion?
Motion.
Everybody wants to make the motion on this one. Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved.
Number 18, to clean up the premises located at 4311 Express Drive North in Ronkonkoma. On this vacant property, there now exists high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second
Second.
by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
And last, number 19, to clean up the premises located at 4316 Express Drive North in Ronkonkoma. On this vacant property, there now exists excessive high grass, overgrown dry vegetation, and litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Hearing none, I'll make that motion. Second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Flotter, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. Thank you very much. If it seemed a bit long, there were 19 of these board ups and cleanups. It's like translates to one a day, practically. When you think about the amount of time and effort that's expended into this process, I want to thank everyone in the town, fire marshals, code enforcement, the town attorney's office, everyone involved in the notice process. There is a lot involved in doing this, but this is so important for us to be aggressive in getting rid of these blights in our neighborhoods. So a real big thank you to everyone involved in this, and to the residents in the community who very often alert us to these situations. Next on the agenda, Mr. Mannix. Meeting of the Town of Islip Industrial Development Agency. I'll call for motion to convene. The board by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor, opposed, the meeting is called, and we have a quorum. So, Mr. Mannix, if you will.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the agency board. William Mannix, Executive Director, Town of Islip Industrial Development Agency, 40 Nassau Avenue, Islip. We have an aggressive agenda for you today, the first item of which is to amend the current lease with University Support Services, LLC, which is currently located at the Sunrise Business Center in Great River. They are looking to add some additional office space in this multi-tenanted office building.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran.
Second.
Second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Next item on the agenda is authorization for a refinancing of a 2014 loan and the issuance of an additional mortgage for Perfume Center of America. This is a 220,000 square foot newly built building in Ronkonkoma. And I just want to mention that this, as with all IDA transactions, this mortgage is not an obligation of the agency. It is solely an obligation of the applicant.
Thank you for that clarification. Any other questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion to approve?
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Next item is authorization to amend and redefine an existing lease that we have with CMB Wireless Group. CMB is in the process of subdividing this property and selling off a piece of it, and the next resolution that you will consider is related to that sale. But in order for that to happen, we need to amend the original lease and redefine the properties.
Thank you. Any questions? Motion?
Motion to approve?
Motion by Councilman Bergen,
Second.
second by Councilman Flattern. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Next item on the agenda is an inducement resolution. This is a new project involving either the issuance of industrial development bonds or, in the alternative, a straight lease transaction. We will not know for a few weeks whether the company decides on going the industrial development bond route. On behalf of Feinblum Murphy, doing business as Designs for Vision, I just want to mention that we have a current project with Designs for Vision that goes so far back.
Bless you.
That goes so far back in history that it predates my tenure in the Industrial Development Agency, which is coming up on 25 years now for me. Designs for Vision is a manufacturer, designer of optical and illumination devices, primarily used in the clinical field and in the medical field. They are specialty eyewear that you'll see surgeons use and ophthalmologists. And they also make devices for people with low vision that helps them with night vision during driving. As I mentioned, they've been in the town for quite some time in Ronkonkoma. They currently employ 151 people. They are creating an additional 6 jobs when they move into this new facility. And investing, I might say, $14 million in the project.
Any questions? Hearing none. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Flattern, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
The next item is also an inducement resolution. It's a new project for MS International, which is looking to purchase 50 Heartland Boulevard in Brentwood. MS International is a leading nationwide wholesale distributor of flooring, countertops, wall tile, and landscaping products. They are headquartered in Orange County, California. They are looking to establish an East Coast distribution facility, and they will be doing so at the Heartland Boulevard site. And they will use that to distribute to the Long Island and New York Metro market. They will be investing $9.1 million in the project. They currently have no employees in the area. They'll be creating 15 new jobs, as a result.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Flattern, second by Councilwoman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
The next 3 items are authorizing resolutions that you've approved before at the inducement stage. The first one is for Avco Industries, doing business as Freeport Paper. This is the manufacturer of specialty pizza boxes, which is expanding into a second building on Windsor Place in Central Islip.
Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran,
Second.
second by Councilman Flattern. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
The next is also an authorizing resolution. This is for East West Industries, a Ronkonkoma-based manufacturer of specialty equipment for military and aerospace use. And they will be looking to move into lease space, 2002 Orville Drive North in Ronkonkoma.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Bergen,
Second.
second by Councilman Flattern. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
And the last item is an authorizing resolution involving B&S Fragrances and Cosmetics, who will be moving from Queens to 25 Rannoch Road in Hauppauge. And they are, as the name would imply, a distributor of perfumes and cosmetics.
Any questions? Hearing none. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Flattern. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Is there any other business to come before us?
Business to bring before the agency board.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to close. Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? The meeting of the IDA is closed. Okay, we will move to the next item on the agenda, which is the bid awards. These are bids awarded to the lowest responsible bidder for items used within the various departments of the town. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is the option year resolutions, bid awards previously authorized by the town board, which contain extensions at the option of the town. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Flattern. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is an authorization for the supervisor to enter into a contract extension with FPM Group Limited for services related to the Sonia landfill. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is an authorization of the supervisor to enter into a contract with Island Structures Engineering for professional engineering architectural design services for the planning and development of a new animal shelter facility. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Flattern, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is an authorization for the supervisor to apply for and accept grant funding from the New York State Environmental Protection Fund to offset unexpected municipal costs for the collection and disposal of electronic waste. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second
Second.
by Councilman Flattern. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is the meeting of the Town of Islip Resource Recovery Agency. I will now call for a motion for this board to convene.
Motion to convene.
Motion to convene made by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. The meeting is convened with a quorum being present. Commissioner Heil.
Good afternoon, Madam President, members of the agency board. My name is James Heil, President, Islip Resource Recovery Agency, 401 Main Street, Islip. I have 3 resolutions for your consideration this afternoon. The first is approval of the minutes of the July 12th meeting of the agency board.
Any questions on the minutes? Hearing none, motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman Flattern. All those in favor? Opposed? The minutes of the agency are approved.
Second is a resolution authorizing a contract extension for the years 2017 and 18 with the FPM Group Limited to provide professional and technical services for the monitoring of landfill gas, greenhouse gases at the Blydenburg Road and Lincoln Avenue landfills.
Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Flattern. All those in favor? Opposed? Is approved.
Third resolution and final is a resolution authorizing another contract extension with the agency and the RNC Formation Limited Group for professional engineering services for the monitoring, analysis, and report preparation for groundwater at the Lincoln Avenue landfill. 2-year term.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman Flattern. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
That's the
Are
end of the
there
resolutions.
no
Madam
other business coming before us? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn
Second.
by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Flattern. All those in favor? Opposed? Meeting of the Islip Resource Recovery Agency Board is adjourned.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next item is an authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code. Are there any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second
Second.
by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. The next item, authorization for supervisor to enter into a contract with Sapala Landscape Services, the lowest responsible bidder for contract DPD 3-16, 2016 to 18 town-wide trees. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item on the agenda is a meeting of the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone. Call for motion of the board to convene
Make a motion to convene.
as the authority board by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? The meeting is convened with a quorum being present. Mr. Hemingway.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the Foreign Trade Zone Authority Board. My name is Brad Hemingway. I'm the Executive Director for the Foreign Trade Zone Authority. located at 1 Trade Zone Drive in Ronkonkoma, New York. I have 2 items for your consideration this afternoon. First item is approval of the minutes from the July 12th, 2016 meeting of the Islip Foreign Trade Zone Board.
Any questions on the minutes? Hearing none, motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Flatteren, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Next item is the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Authority is requesting authorization to enter into a sublease with Trade Plaza 5 LLC for property within the Foreign Trade Zone at an address of 151 Trade Zone Drive, Ronkonkoma, New York, 11779.
Any questions?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Any other business to come before us?
I have no further
Hearing
items.
none, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
The Foreign Trade Zone Board meeting by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilman Flatteren. All those in favor? Opposed? The meeting of the Foreign Trade Zone Authority Board is adjourned.
Thank you.
Next, we will go to item 14, is an authorization for the town clerk to appoint additional marriage officer for the town of Islip. Any questions?
Make a motion to approve.
A motion to approve by Councilman Cochran,
Second.
second by Councilman Flatteren. All those in favor? Opposed? That's 3 in favor, 1 abstention. The resolution is approved. Next item on the agenda is special events. We have 19 block parties. Fireman's Parade in West Sayville celebrating the 125th anniversary of the West Sayville Fire Department, homecoming parades, and many, many more great events in the town. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Flatteren, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Is approved. Next item, acceptance of a deed from Neil Balanson for a parcel of land in the hamlet of Fair Harbor, Fire Island, for installation of a boardwalk addition. Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is board approval to permit Alpine Software, Inc., a sole source supplier of service and supplies for the Red Alert System at Long Island MacArthur Airport. Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is an authorization for the supervisor to renew the contract with Oxford Airport Technical Services for repair and maintenance of the baggage conveyance system at Long Island MacArthur Airport. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second
Second.
by Councilman Flatteren. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is board acceptance of a deed from Lowe's Home Centers LLC regarding property located at the southwest corner of Sunrise Highway and Manor Lane in Bay Shore. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Flatteren, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is an authorization with the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to co-sponsor a community event to be held at West Islip Beach and to accept any goods and services in connection with this event. This event is on the 18th.
Yes.
Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Flatteren, second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. Next item is an authorization with the supervisor to enter into an agreement with Race is Awesome to provide services in relation to various marathons to be held on October 1st in Bay Shore and the Bright Waters community. This was formerly the Entenmann's Run. It's now the Northwell Run. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Is approved. Next item, authorization with the supervisor to enter into an agreement with WE Fitness to provide recreational and martial arts programming. Any questions? Motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next is an authorization for the supervisor to enter into an agreement with Mr. Daniel Farrell, terminating a previous easement in exchange for the conveying and acceptance of a more efficient easement regarding property located at 75 Willow Street in Sayville. Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cochran,
Second.
second by Councilman Bergen. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is an authorization for the supervisor to enter into an agreement with Nelson and Pope to provide design, bid, and construction site services for the placement of the irrigation system at the Brentwood Country Club, long awaited, and I'm sure will be welcomed by the many golfers we have there. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Flotter and second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is the board approval for the Director of Labor Relations to implement an annual conflict of interest training program for all town employees, appointees, and elected officials concerning potential conflicts of interest. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Flotter and second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is an authorization with the town clerk to advertise for public hearing to consider enacting a local law to amend Chapter 14 of the Islip Town Code. Any questions? Hearing none, motion? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Flotter. All those in favor?
Sorry.
Item 26.
I'm a no vote on that.
Okay, so we have 3 in favor, 1 opposed to item number 26. It is approved. 27, the next item is an authorization for the supervisor to apply for and accept zombie and vacant properties remediation and prevention initiative grant from the Local Initiative Support Corporation. A lot of work entailed in pulling together what you need to do for these kinds of grants. So for all of those that participated in that, we thank you very much, and hopefully we'll be successful in getting the grant. Any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next item is town board approval to do a serial bond refunding. And this ultimately will save the taxpayers $1,032,529.16 to be exact. And the reason I'm mentioning that, we try so hard to get grants, and there's a lot of work involved in that. And here was something that some might refer to as low-hanging fruit, easy to do, but not really easy to do. It took the attention to detail and the willingness to do the legwork with not only our financial advisors, but our financial team in the Controller's Office, Joe Ludwig and his team. This is a refunding of outstanding bonds. By pushing it out, we are actually saving, because of more favorable interest rates, over $1 million. So I thank everyone who was involved in that initiative. Motion?
Supervisor, actually, one other thing. I want
Yes.
to thank you is because some of the things we've done in the past with this board, and even more recently, is why our bond rating did go up, and that's what really get us approved. We'll get lower interest rates, so thank you.
Well, again, it was a team effort, and I appreciate everyone's support on this. So we have a motion. Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Flatteren. Roll call on the vote.
Councilman Cochran.
Yay.
Councilwoman Bergen.
Yes.
Councilman Flotter.
Yes.
And Supervisor Clark.
Yes.
The motion passes 4-0.
401. And that's it. Okay, thank you very much. And again, thank you to the Controller and his team. The final item on the agenda this afternoon is an authorization for the supervisor to enter into a lease with 11 Maple Avenue Associates to provide additional parking in the hamlet of Bay Shore. Any questions? Hearing none, motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Resolution is approved. And there is no other business to come before the board this afternoon. A motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Councilman Bergen, second by Councilman Cochran. The meeting is adjourned, and I thank everyone for their attendance and participation. We stand adjourned.